Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Marvel's Runaways Season 1, Episode 2. It's called Rewind. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. Title makes a lot of sense, because we actually rewind back to the start of the episode, the first episode, more or less, at the start of this one, and we kind of follow what the parents were doing during the day up until the evening and their ritual, which I was a little bit worried when it started doing that. I mean, I was fine with it doing it for a bit, but I was worried that we were just going to end at the same point at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I could have seen that quite easily.
But luckily, it ended up just being just over half of the episode was the parents during the day, and then it got to the point. I actually really liked seeing the flash from their perspective. It was like a nice little, because it was silent and you couldn't hear anything. It was just a flash of light. I thought that looked quite cool, actually. It was kind of almost creepy, like, oh, what was that?
Yeah, it was enough to go, because obviously we saw it from the phone camera perspective first, and it was like, well, clearly that's a flash. But from their perspective, when you just get the flash with nothing else, you can kind of see why they might overlook it a bit more.
Especially when they're not even looking in the direction of the flash. It's just the light.
You just catches your eye, and then you're like, well, what was that?
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. But we kind of get a bit more of all the parents and kind of who the characters are. We actually forgot to mention last episode that Carolina's mother, we need to learn all these names.
Leslie.
Leslie, there you go. How did you remember that one?
I don't know. It's the only one that stuck with me.
We forgot to mention she has a really old looking person with a sort of almost Darth Vader-esque breather mask.
Yeah, and when you say old looking person, you mean verging on zombie shriveled.
Yeah, like 120 years old looking or something like.
Yeah.
But in the same kind of looking, I call it sarcophagus last episode, but it's the closest thing I can think of. Futuristic sarcophagus, but it's kind of the same thing that the girl went into. So, I could maybe speculate as to what the hell that means, but regardless, we forgot to mention that last episode. And we see that person again here, but so yeah, I suppose we'll just go through the parents and what we see of them and what we learn about them. Some more than others, obviously. Some get more. I think Leslie and then Alex's parents kind of get the most. Alex's dad specifically gets the most sort of development here. But it's funny actually. I feel like Victor, which is Chase's dad, plays with James Masters, who was on the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
No, we're not doing this every episode. You did it once. You can't use that every time. You gotta get something new.
No, I'm letting myself away with it just now while I'm still learning his name, because it's easy. It's just to clarify that's who it is.
I'm not counting it.
In the future, I'll never mention that it's James Masters, who played Spike on the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I feel like last episode we actually got a good sense of him anyway. Obviously, this one gives a little bit more of a mad scientist thing, because we actually see him sort of experimenting. And
well, obviously we didn't get any of that.
Yeah,
I couldn't have told you anything like that. I just kind of got that. Okay, he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, you got his personality. You got what he was like, but you just didn't know what he actually did.
Yeah.
But in this, you get the sense that he's the one building all this weird shit, and he's the wacky mad scientist behind it all. And he's trying to like teleport using this thing with a rat or whatever, and it doesn't work, which comes back up later on in the episode, because the girl who they put inside the thing is still there when he opens it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's not going to go wrong.
Yeah, that's not going to come up again, is it? Oh. The rest of the Pride is going to be very upset with him. But
do you think they cut themselves a Pride after lions? It's the Pride of lions, isn't it?
It's the first. Yeah, it's the first thing you think of. I think when you think of Pride. In that context of a group of people.
It's a strong predator in its environment. Is that maybe that's what they're going for? Maybe
there's more to it. We'll learn as we go. So we got one thing, but Leslie got a lot of time. We see that she actually does a lot of this behind her husband's back. Her husband's not actually in most of this stuff.
No, he's a washed up actor.
He's a washed up actor. His agent fired him. This episode, and he points out, "Wait a minute, you can't fire me. You're the agent. I'm the actor." Okay, fine. Yeah, it's fine. You fired me then. Bye. That was basically the scene. But he's feeling kind of worthless. Everything's in Leslie's name. Everything. She's in charge of everything. And it seems like while the church recruits the girls to be sacrificed, it's not like everyone in the church is actually aware of what the main goal is. And the rest of the millionaires and billionaires, they don't seem to actually be involved in the church per se. Like
No,
it's all serving
no.
their purpose, but like the actual front
They
of the
all
church
bring
is just
their
her.
own things to the table, don't
Yeah,
they? Like
yeah,
like we say, James Masters brings the mad scientist technology.
yeah.
She's bringing the church with the recruits.
Alex's dad, as is pointed out, is bringing the his real estate and his connections to the mayor and things like that. He brings
Yeah.
that to the table. They're all bringing different aspects of society.
One of them brings the cheese.
Yes, I think Gert's parents, if I'm going to guess right now, they bring the hippie crowd.
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't know what
much.
they're doing with them, but they bring the hippie crowd.
They bring the brie.
Obviously, Nico's parents bring the magic. Because, I mean, her mother, like, we see she's got this staff that makes barriers this episode.
Yeah, well, obviously we saw the barrier last episode, but now we go, oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, we know where it comes from now. In fact, she
Yeah.
locks her husband in the room, and he has to convince her to, like, no, can we try a padlock first, maybe? Just something a bit less suspicious.
Yeah. I like that she immediately went, no, I'm sealing it off. I'm doing this. Come on. I'm just sealing it. This is it.
Yeah. So that was fun stuff. I have to admit, I don't know if I enjoyed the parents' side of the day as much as the kids' side. I think the kids are inherently a bit more likable.
I agree, and I think it falls into some of the same. I don't want to say problems, but the same way I felt last episode, where I get what it's doing, and I'm learning who these characters are, but I'm not necessarily finding it outright enjoyable. But it's important.
Well, I think what really sold it to me is that when it went back to the kids, when we got back to the incident,
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, I'm excited again because I'm with the kids, and like they're like worried about being found out, and they're trying to like hide what they saw, and
Yeah, I thought that, like that half and that was much more enjoyable for sure.
So in that sense, I'm not worried. If anything, it kind of solidifies that this is kind of a double pilot, really, that's been split in two almost.
It does. It feels strange to me that they've released episode 3 with this as well. Like I feel like you wanted these two as okay, that's it.
Yeah, maybe when we see
Maybe
three,
it'll change, but
yeah,
it feels this way.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, that works. That's just Hulu's model more than anything else.
It is.
Rather than it being whatever. But
They should accommodate.
But having said that though, does it not make sense to have a double pilot that sets things up, and then episode 3 is your regular episode that tells you what to expect week to week, along with it?
Maybe, I guess.
I don't know, how often do we sit here and say, "Oh, it's not until episode"? I think of Star Trek Discovery.
No, I know.
We didn't really know what the episode was week to week until we saw episode 3, which is a week later. So
It is.
I can see the benefit to this.
No, that's fair.
I think you're being nitpicky.
Yeah, probably. I just don't like them giving me 3 episodes at once because it shafts the episode order later on. I feel like I've been robbed of at least a week because I mean I'm kind of used to the double pilot.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm getting robbed of a week somewhere.
Yeah, because we have so many to watch. Because by the time we get to like, we'll watch 3 in a day or two, and then it'll only be another day or two until 4's out. We'll watch 4, and then it's like waiting a week for episode 5 feels like an eternity because we've been watching one every couple of days.
And then by the time you
before
get to the end, you're like, wait, it's over already? Because I feel like I should have another week or two.
Well, like I say, we're already on episode 5 by the time we've waited 1 week.
Exactly.
That's the way it feels anyway. Anyway, so to go back to Alex's dad, because he probably gets the most kind of plot, as it were, during the day. So there was jokes last episode about him coming from the hood, right? Like he alluded to his past.
They weren't really joking.
Well, the way he said it was a joke, but yeah, it was actually there's literally he's got a past where he was in a gang and he was in prison. His wife mentions that's when she kind of met him, because that's where you pick up guys. Well, she didn't meet him there, to be fair. She said this thing to him when he was in prison. She probably met him before that, but still, it's amusing to me in my head that she met him in prison. Like, is it a singles night where they come and visit? Like, how they visit hours? Like, you know what? I'll try the prison. Maybe I'll find a guy there. Is that how it works?
I think it typically it starts with pen pals. They're like, oh, I'm a fan of you. They're like, I like what you did.
I'm just joking. I'm not actually asking how someone who's in a prison gets in a relationship whilst in a prison.
I know. I'm just saying. Pen pals first, then sex.
Straight to sex, nothing in between.
Well, I mean, it's prison. They ain't got time to mess about.
That's true. Just get me a conjugal visit, please. We can just go on with the business. But aye, so it's all this about how he's came from that to this, how he's came, again from air quotes the hood, to use the phrase. But basically, we mentioned last episode how like him and the Pride, they're all invested in this project to build a school in this bad neighborhood to like give the poorer kids a chance to have a good education. But his old gangmate, his cousin specifically, who's now the leader of the gang that he used to lead, shows up and like disrupts the work to draw him out, and he comes with a case that he thinks to pay them off. But in actual fact, he's brought like a tablet that's got like live footage of his cousin's like nan's house. He's like, "Hey, stop this right now, or I'm going to kill your nan."
Yeah,
was basically the threat.
Pretty good threat.
And yeah, it turns out to be all a ruse though. The cousin's not that dumb. He actually was kind of expecting this not to work. He actually wanted to get stuff off his phone. He's tracing his phone. He got his colleague, we'll say, to scan the phone and like hack it or whatever. So now, whether they're looking into what he's been up to, whether they're wanting to track him, his location, I'm not sure, but
I'm sure it'll come up at some point.
Yeah. Well, I'm not inherently interested in this plot per se, but I'm getting the impression though that it's not going to be something that we spend a whole bunch of time on its own kind of thing, if that makes sense.
No, I agree. I think it was mostly interesting from, his point of view in terms of what he was doing for his character and telling me who he was. The actual plot of, phone being scanned, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it tells us he still has a bite, but it's also interesting because he's the only one who seems to have remorse later on when they're going to like sacrifice this girl. He's like, is it not kind of crazy we're doing this? This is the same age as our kids now.
Yeah.
Like, and there's that moment, of course, where I think she gets his wedding ring just before she goes. Like, she grabs his hand, and like, I think the wedding ring comes off. But like, he's the only one who seems to have remorse, and I think it's interesting that he's the one who literally comes from a typical criminal background per se, a normal criminal background. I mean, these people all might have done like really like blue collar crime, but like he's the one who's came from the actual kind of typical street crime.
Yeah, just gangs. Whereas the others are they're all rich, doing these things, playing the rules. Whereas he was just he just broke the rules.
Yeah, I mean, whether or not they were doing things before they started this type of thing is up for debate, but
we haven't seen any evidence of that yet.
Yeah, we may get more of their backstories as we go throughout the show, but so we had little bits like Gert's parents. We see them basically just like in traffic and complaining about some asshole and
forgetting that the meeting was tonight.
Yeah. Although I thought he was pretending that though. I don't think he was being serious.
Oh well, yeah, but just the whole concept of that of like, oh yeah, okay, we got to do that. They don't feel like they're really into it in the same way everyone else is.
Yeah, I have to say, out of all the parents, I feel like those are the pair that stick out as being kind of how did they fit into this? How did they get involved with this?
Yeah, like I said, I was joking that they're bringing the cheese, but what are they actually bringing to the table that we don't?
Well, I have to imagine it's to do with their experiments with animals.
Yeah, probably, but like we haven't seen any evidence.
That said, because they are the ones with the telepathic velociraptor in their basement. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, maybe that's what they bring. They bring the dinosaurs.
Yeah, we get a glimpse of him at one point. I think it's a him. I don't know. I actually don't know what the gender of the dinosaur is, but what am I supposed to do? Go around the park lifting up all the dinosaur skirts? Jurassic Park reference. Have at it. But yeah, I felt like the dinosaur like was paying attention to something. Like it cut to its reaction after like
I agree.
a moment.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice to cut where it did.
Listening to what's going on. If listening to thoughts telepathically is listening, I don't know if that's the right word.
I think it is. Yeah,
it's probably as close as I'm getting. But yeah. So am I missing any parents? No. It seems like Victor's wife, Chase's mum, is having an affair with someone.
Yeah, I think so. She's like, "Oh, don't call me here."
Yeah, not that I blame her so much because her husband is a complete dickhead.
I think it's. I mean, it's kind of cliche to have a cheat on the mad scientist, and he'll go, "Oh well, I'll go really mad scientist then." When he finds out, I hope it doesn't do that.
Yeah. If anything, I see him just. I mean, maybe still going mad, but just killing him instead of just mad, regular mad, not scientist mad.
Yeah. No. Okay.
I can see him doing that.
I'm okay with that. Regular mad is what you're supposed to get when you find out your wife's having an affair.
Yeah. Maybe not murdering mad, but yeah, sure.
No, but mad, sure. But I'm
Or maybe,
concerned that it's going to go mad scientist mad.
maybe murder her. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
But yeah, so we have that, and then we get the other side of it. We see how like the kids running upstairs, and they couldn't get the thing open. It was Molly actually uses her super strength
Yeah.
to push the bookcase back open, which was pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, they have to apply, and Alex turns off the power to make it look like it was a power cut, like something blew somewhere, and that's what the flash was. And they pretend, which is funny because they make a point of saying they have to wake up Molly to make it look like okay, and I'm like, well, does it really look that suspicious? If
yeah,
she's
that's what I was thinking. I was
asleep?
like, she's like 13. It's like she could be asleep.
Yeah, like if anything, it just adds to the story that like they were just here the
You've
whole
been there
time.
for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Because why would the parents assume, oh, she's knocked out because she used too much of her super strength power and it
Yeah,
it's put her to
exactly.
sleep.
I thought that was weird as well.
Yeah, but whatever. They're panicking. They're in a moment.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
trying. We also actually should mention we saw Leslie convince the girl to come back. Actually,
Yeah, 'cause she was gonna go leave and see her daughter.
yeah, she's got a 3-year-old daughter, and she was going to leave, go home, try and do the right thing, and she's talked into like staying because she's going to ascend. Which, by the way, I actually laughed out loud. Which I don't think this is unintentional, but it's unintentional from the character where she says, "Oh, you're going to go ultra," and Alex just started laughing. And, like she's taking this so, and she should be, but like because the character would be taking it seriously. But as a outside viewer of the cult, I was laughing my ass off. Like, how,
No, I think it's supposed to be very fair because I
Yeah.
think Leslie. I don't think Leslie doesn't believe any of this. She's just, this is all just a front for all this stuff that she's doing. So it's like, yeah, God, you're gonna go ultra, and she's just like, I can't believe they're buying this shit.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. So what I like is that the back like 15-20 minutes of the episode is basically about the kids. Like, okay, we have to pretend that everything's okay, and they kind of debate, well, they should do that. Do we just confront them? Do we storm down there and say, hey, what the hell are you doing? Or do we do what? And obviously some of them have like pretty evil parents anyway. Like I think at one point Nico says, "Oh, if it turns out they're actually evil, that's probably makes the most sense." like that's what she thinks of her mother. Whereas some of them are like, "No, our parents are nice people. They help folk and they do things." And my dad's building a school to help young kids. Like, why would he be murdering them at night time? Like, there's valid questions that are brought up.
Yeah.
But what I like is that it's naturally going to bring the kid. Like, it gives them a reason to interact. Because even at the end of the episode, Alex sends in the text saying, "Right, let's figure this out tomorrow. Meet me at 10." Like.
Yeah.
It gives them a
We've
reason.
got to get over this whole,
Yeah.
thing that we've been going through, and this isn't about being friends again. This is about, oh shit, something's going on.
But of
Let's sort this
course,
out.
through this, they'll become friends again.
Oh, of
That's,
course, yeah,
that's
obviously.
the obvious thing that's going to go down. But that's pretty cool. So no, it was nice seeing them all mingle with the parents and kind of pretend everything's okay. But Nico's the one who couldn't quite stomach it. She had to sort of run off to the bathroom at one point. And Alex comes to comfort her, which I like the parents like, oh, did that detect a spark? Which I thought he was dating her sister before
That's
she
the impression
went away.
I got as well, and then I thought this is really
Maybe,
weird.
maybe it wasn't. Maybe they were just best friends. Like it could just
Maybe
just be
because
that.
I got the same impression that you did though, and which is why I kind of thought it was weird that they kind of go in this route. And I was like, this
to
does
be
not seem
fair,
strange.
him making that suggestion implies to me that he wasn't dating Amy. Because it'd be a really weird thing to say if he had been dating her sister before she disappeared.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. So I think that probably implies that they weren't dating. So.
Or he's just being really weird.
Oh, he's being really
possible.
weird. I mean, he is helping sacrifice girls in his basement. His
Yeah.
secret super basement with the trick opening door.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool door actually. I don't think I mentioned that last time.
Pretty back cavey.
Yeah, it was.
So.
I'm always down for a good secret passage.
Yeah. And you got Carolina like texting the girl to see, is she okay? And obviously response not with coming. So
No.
so that's all things up, and they're all kind of going back home, and I like that it kind of ends with this point of the kids making the plans to like do something about it tomorrow and saying, okay, what do we do about this? What can we do? And obviously we end with the cliffhanger of Jeffrey finding the the hairpin that I think Molly probably dropped, but it could have been any of the girls really. But
I also assumed Molly.
it looked kiddie enough that I expected of her.
Yeah.
So I still probably liked the first episode more just because the parent stuff wasn't as inherently interesting.
I think I like the back 20 minutes of this, after the parent stuff. I
The
like that
most.
more than I
Okay.
did anything else so far.
Oh, that's fair. Because they've got a crisis to deal with, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Makes
it was just
sense.
it was more like things were happening. We had a
Joe, I
plan going
think,
on.
is to its benefit. This is more complimenting the original comic more than it is the show. Yes, but I think it works for the show in the same respect, is that I feel like this is a kind of unique premise. The idea that a bunch of kids find out their parents are evil and they have to kind of choose what to do. I feel like that's a fairly unique idea.
Yeah, I can't say I've really seen it anywhere.
And it also, it ties into that whole idea of, I'm actually going to make a proper Buffy reference here, so brace yourself. But the idea that they're making something that's kind of figurative, literal, where the whole idea of like teenagers feel like they can't trust their parents and they feel like they're kind of on their own.
Yeah,
And usually it's not true, but they feel that way. It's kind of taking that and making it literal. Like, no, they can't trust their parents. Their parents are like murderers. They have to do their own thing, and
yeah,
they have to like be independent. That was a bit. That was a big Buffy thing. That was like, oh, teenagers feel like high school is hell. Oh, it's literally on the mouth of hell.
yeah.
Like
To be fair, they did do this with Stephanie Brown as well.
that came after though.
It did come after. I'm just saying, it's no longer unique.
Well, when I said unique, I didn't necessarily mean that nothing had ever done it. I meant that it was fairly rare. Okay, maybe that's the word I
Yeah,
should use more.
yeah,
But the point was is that on TV
yes.
specifically, have you seen
Agreed.
anything else where this is the plot?
Probably not.
Certainly where it's the premise of the entire thing. Like it might happen eventually in something.
Yeah, I wasn't ruling that out entirely
Yeah.
because it might have happened and I just can't remember, but definitely not as the premise.
As the premise where it's a group of kids with it. I mean, imagine this happening in Stranger Things, where all the kids are like, "Oh crap, our parents are all evil. We have
Yeah,
to work together."
yeah, they're all summoning shit.
So no, yeah, no. So I'm very optimistic about the show still. I think this episode made a lot of sense. I'm glad that it came with the first episode. I think if you had to wait a week for this episode,
I'd feel a little bit cheated.
but as like the second episode of a batch of three that you got in one go, I think it perfectly fine.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I feel like if this had been on broadcast, they'd have aired these two together.
Yeah, probably would have because it does
Um,
feel like a two. I feel like you'd have aired it together and you might have just re-edited it a little bit because it does a lot of repetition at the start of the episode, showing you things again. I feel like
yeah, yeah.
you probably would have edited it to avoid that. You'd
Probably
probably have
taken
just
out the previously on as well.
yeah, you'd have naturally just went back in the flashbacks after the kids kind of had their little moment.
Yeah.
So, there you go. So that's cool. That's episode 2. We'll be back with episode 3 in a day or two, probably 2. But there you go. So that is Runaways episode 2. So let us know what you think of the episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Oh, I just thought of something else that I seen that I really liked actually. When Leslie's husbands try to like poke around in the private meditation areas where the body is, where the person on the
Yeah.
respirators, and the guy who's there to like guard it is like, "You're not meant to be here." It's like, "Oh well, if Mrs. So and so is allowed to be here, I'm allowed to be." It's like, "No, you're not. You're not Mrs. So and so. You helped hire me because I obey the rules." And it's like he's just blocked. It was cracking me up.
Yeah, yeah. This husband is just clueless.
Yes, you feel like she probably married him because he was this, movie star, and he was, probably found him attractive, and he was kind of a
Well, I
trophy
mean,
husband.
no, they even talk about in with the agent where the whole thing of this church was kind of built on his image to legitimize it. So like to give it a startup.
Served a purpose.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's why she married him. That's it.
Because they don't actually feel like a married couple when he comes in to talk to her at one point about it. She just kind of like fobs him off. It does not feel like a married couple at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But hey, so yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mail_fuzz. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv. You can do that over there, but otherwise that is us. So thank you once again for watching, guys. Keep watching TV. Have you got any vanilla?